that was an Allegretto, number 20 from Giuliani's Op.50. Follow a lesson for free and pick up some tips about playing textures such as this. But if you're interested, I do have an edition of all 32 works in Giuliani's Op.50, and there's a link for that in the description. So after the last few pieces, which kind of had varied textures, we're back to a very traditional texture of just melody on the top and accompaniment in the lower voice. So as always, you can practice that melody on its own, making sure you have the phrasing the way you want it, nice and legato, and just so that your ear recognizes it as the prominent voice. So that's all the stems going up. So just practicing those 4-bar phrases and just piecing it all together in that way. It does change a little bit later into slightly more like an arpeggiated texture, but nevertheless, just knowing that melody really clearly is so important. And then when you add the other voices in, you just want to keep the quality of that melody up nice and high. The accompaniment figure, I've been playing it with thumb, thumb, I. So you might want to just practice that on its own until your right hand recognizes it in the muscle memory as like something you can do without you having to think about it. I do a light rest stroke with the thumb. Since the next note is just on that string, it is something you can do fairly smoothly. You just have to get used to it and make sure that you can glide through it very smoothly. If your nail's catching or something like that, you'll have to adjust your nail shape. But remember too, like the melody wants to be the most prominent voice. These bass notes can be somewhat prominent, and then the inner notes just very suppressed and soft so that the melody comes out nice and clear. So when I say do a light rest stroke, I mean pretty light. And just on the first note. So just practice that texture on its own until you feel confident with it. And that's pretty much it in terms of the technical work in the piece. I'll do a walkthrough to talk about some of the changes that occur, but for the most part, you just want to make sure that you have that prominent melody and that your hand is used to that softer accompaniment. I'll go a little slower. So anytime there where you have more than one note in the melody there, I am, I A, and I sometimes repeat fingers. So I'm essentially, if it's on the top string, I'll use my A finger. If it's on the middle string, I'll use my M. But it really just depends. Sometimes you just repeat. It's not a fast piece, and because of the varied accompaniment here, sometimes repeated fingers will be necessary. Going on from bar 5. There, I try to keep my thumb regulated to the bass. Bar 9. Whenever you're playing just like the single melodic lines, like in the first bar there, or in measure 9, then I do alternate my fingers and I don't repeat fingers. It's just in the repeated sections where I'll repeat a finger. Bar 9. So like here, sometimes I'll repeat a finger. I'm pretty much, from bar 13, I'm pretty much doing A, M, I, A, M, I, A, M, I, and then just whatever works there. Remember switching from bar 14 into 15. Fourth finger. Don't clip that fourth finger. Make sure to hold that fourth finger while you grab the bass notes. Now, the piece essentially ends in the downbeat of bar 16. Like you get this cadence. So you have like a 1-6-4 chord, 5 chord, 1. And then the rest of the material from here is really just like a coda or just like an extended cadence. It's just kind of continuously resolving the C chord. Because it's not really doing anything, right? Until that bass line. So like continuously extending that C chord just really gives you a sense of a long resolution and a really soft ending to the piece. There's no 5 chords, so there's no tension, so it's just like C chord for the whole time, the last few measures. So you just kind of relax there. Really nice piece, prominent melody, but some texture at the end and a nice soft ending, so nice little piece.